Real quick, I wanted to show you guys if you have a lease transaction that you're looking to fill out the contract for. Here, I'm just going to say example, lease example, and I hit new to get to here on transactions. So I hit new, and this popped up. It's going to be for lease, and it's going to be residential. I'm going to hit save. Here's my new transactions. Make sure and hit all over here in all forms when you're looking for anything. So here I'm going to type in, I was going to type in residential, but I'm actually going to hit lease and hit enter. And all. So on here, you're going to see right here there's a residential lease. There's an agreement between brokers. Those are both important. And then let me scroll down, and residential lease application right here. And then if you have a pet agreement, let's see if it's listed here. Nope. So here I can put a pet and hit enter. And there's a pet agreement. Let's say if they have a dog, cat, pet that needs to be included in the lease. So here are the 4 forms that you'll kind of see on a regular basis. Residential lease application number 1 that says agent right here. If you go ahead and open it, the reason why this is saying agent is because it actually looks like it's letting us fill it out completely. I believe there's another copy that will let the renter, when you send it, fill it out via e-sign. Let's see if we can find which one that one is. So it's going to be lease application. So if I look and I hover, that's agent, agent, agent. This is applicant. So TAR 2003E is the residential lease application for the applicant. And you'll see when we click on that, it's going to be a little bit different where it should let, when we e-sign it, it should let the agent actually, the applicant actually fill out everything while signing. One of those two do, either the agent or the applicant one. Pet agreement, again, that when the lease is actually signed, that will need to be included. And the agreement between brokers will need to be included. But when you're starting out, your client's ready to go get a property and says, I want to rent this property, what we're going to do very first one is we're going to do a lease application. So we're going to send this to the applicant. They will send it back to us, and typically on agent remarks on that property, you're going to see them requesting copies of driver's license, sometimes social security cards, usually 2 months of pay stubs, and the lease application. A lot of them too will have a lease application fee, which will range anywhere from about $35 to $50 for every applicant over the age of 18. So usually I go ahead and I collect all the other information and I send it to the agent. And a lot of times the agents will review the initial things. Let's say that they're running across it and they see something that the landlord might not like. They're actually not going to say, bring me the money. They're just not going to run the application. They're going to say it probably be denied for this reason. So a lot of times I will go ahead and send it over, and then I'll say, where would you like the application fee sent, or mailed, or some of them are done online. So this is the lease application, which is the applicant's responsibility to do. Remember, our information goes right here as real estate agent. So you're going to put your information as yourself as the agent and your phone number. And I would keep copies of the lease application kind of just with you, for other times that you have your information already pre-printed. So your clients actually, finish using you for their services. Once the lease application and everything's been approved and the landlord says, okay, I'm ready to sign, go ahead and do a lease agreement. That's the next step. So residential lease right here, just to give you an idea, normally the listing agent will complete the residential lease because some of the things are very specific for the landlord. Like they might want a certain late fee deposit, or there's certain rules with the complex. So normally the actual listing agent will be the one that completes this paperwork and sends it over to you. At the same time, remember, when a residential lease is completed, in order to turn it in, you'll need a residential lease. You'll need the agreement between brokers for residential leases, which means that you can get paid. And then if there's a pet involved, it needs to be a pet agreement. As well, let's say that you are the buyer's side, so you're the tenant, and your client, everything's finished, you have the agreement between brokers, you need to make sure and send over our W-9 form, which is on back agent, to the other agent with the file to make sure that you get paid. No other brokerage will cut you a check without that W-9 to record taxes. Again, if you're the opposite side and you're the landlord side, the other agent will need to send you the W-9 and you need to put that on back agent for our office in order to get paid. But any questions, just let us know. Keep in mind, usually leases are quicker and easier, in the grand scheme of just timing compared to a person purchasing a property, which may be 45, 60 days, 90 days out. Give me a call with questions. Thanks.